a pretty intense practice. I'm going to do a lot of twists for... Go Gigi, go Gigi, go Gigi. There she goes. Yeah, we're going to end this year with a bang. We're going to do lots of twists so we can totally detox our body from head to toe, so we can wake up tomorrow and just feel like a new person. Yeah, so lots of twists. Going to do some of the new warm-up stuff that I've been doing with our crazy down dog and our crazy child's pose, which everybody seems to like. And I don't know, I'll just wing it from there. So let's all start here in easy pose. Roll those shoulders back. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe connect your thumb to your middle finger to create a mudra for energy. Let's breathe in through the nose, following that new oxygen as it goes into our bodies, filling up our lungs. We'll push it down a little bit to the base of our spine, hold it, and then exhale out as big as you can. Let's just close our eyes and breathe here. Oh, thank you, Gigi, for kisses. Let's set an intention for our practice. How about an intention for our new year? Anybody setting a resolution? Or I like to call it an intention, a daily intention. I like setting daily intentions. Something every day that we want to achieve, accomplish, work on. So think about that. What would you like to have in your life more of, practice more of, do more of? And then take a couple more deep breaths. Don't be afraid to push that air out so you make a little noise, make that vibration with your vocal cords. It's very, very good for them. And then we'll relax those arms by our side. Let's get a lateral spinal stretch and a twist in. One arm down, one hand's going to reach up, create that length, and then take it over to the side. Anchor that hip. Keep breathing and opening a little bit more each time. And let's go easy twist in the other direction. Make sure you lengthen that spine before you go into your twist. I'm going to look as far over my back shoulder as I can to start stretching out my neck. And let's go ahead and do eagle arms to really stretch out the back. Bring those hands up. If you can't do palms together, maybe you can grab that thumb, or even backs of hands is okay. It's more important to try to pull your elbows up to your shoulders, but also keeping your shoulders down. And then just really relaxing your back so you can feel your shoulder blades open. Release your hands, reach up tall, take a big inhale up, and we will do our spinal extension, taking the hands behind us, letting the head fall, pulling the shoulders back. Not only is this a spinal extension, it's also a big heart opener, opening the lungs, opening the heart. Come on back up to seated. I'm just going to roll my shoulders back and forth a few more times. GG. All right, let's do that other side. Bring the arm up, lengthen up and over for that lateral side stretch. Open and lengthen every time you breathe. Anchor that hip. And let's go easy twist to the other way. Eagle arms, one arm over the other. Bring those hands up wherever you can. Press your shoulders down. Pull those elbows up. We're relaxing our back. Release those arms. Take a big inhale. And just bring them down into your sides. Come on into your table. I'm going to need you to move. I'm just saying. Let's do 5 rounds of cow-cat, everyone. Inhale as you open the heart and lift that chin. Exhale, round the back. Engage your core. Pull that belly button way up. And tuck that chin. 4 more. Back to neutral table. We're going to open the hip by taking the right foot out. Right toes are going forward. Let's do our 2 twists and thread the needle. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, twist it through. Come down to the shoulder and come right back up. Big inhale. Exhale it through. Inhale up. This time we will stay down there on that shoulder. Right side of your face. So you might want to lengthen your other arm forward, or maybe you'd rather try a half bind, really pressing that shoulder back, or you could just have it comfortably by your side. We will use the left hand to bring up the right hand. And then we're going to take that leg back and rotate up for a kneeling side plank. Lengthen the arm as far as you can. You should feel very stretched and lengthened through your torso to engage your core. We're going to lift the foot, reach the arm forward. Lengthen as you inhale, crunch as you exhale. 2 more times. Let's hold that side plank. Maybe keep your foot up there a few more seconds. Gate pose, drop that foot. Drop the right arm. Another nice big lateral spinal stretch. And bring that hand down. Let's open the hip by opening the knee and the foot. And I want you to come up to your toes, okay? Lift up your heel. Just really send your hip forward here. Just kind of pressing down on that foot to really stretch out your foot. Get into that nice big hip opener. Then we'll stretch that arm up into our low side angle stretch. Coming back down to your kneeling side plank. Lengthen that arm up and then bring it down. Turn back towards your mat. And then we're going to cross that foot over the other knee and look back. Now bring your gaze forward so you straighten out your spine. Drop that knee behind the other knee. Bring yourself forward a little so you can tuck your toes. And then send those hips up and back for our crazy down dog. I've got to pull my feet in a little bit so I can press down on my heels to get that nice big stretch. Then we'll come down to the knees. Untuck your toes. Now start to press your hips back. And you want that top knee to come up so you can try to get all the way back. And then we'll lengthen just like we do for child's pose. And then come on back up. We'll come back to table. And let's do 2 rounds of cat-cow here. And then we'll do the other side. So I want you to take your other foot out, your left foot. Toes are facing forward. And then we're going to lift the left arm up. Take a big inhale, stretch. Exhale, threading it through, coming down, but then coming right back up. Do that again. And this time, let's thread the needle, come all the way down, and then whatever you want to do with that right arm. Use one hand to prop yourself back up, and then we'll take that foot back and rotate open for your kneeling side plank. Really stretch that left arm up so you feel like you've engaged your core. And then we will reach the left foot up, lengthening the left arm forward. Take a big inhale as you stretch, and then exhale, elbow to knee. 2 more times. Hold that side plank with that foot up. And then drop the foot for gate pose. Bring that hand down. We're going to open the hip by opening the knee and the foot. Now lift your heel. We're going to push down on those toes, pushing the hip to the side. And then maybe reach down with one arm up with the other. Come on back to that side plank. And then bring yourselves down, drop that hand, turn towards your mat. And then we're going to cross that foot over the other one and look back to those toes. Take your gaze forward and then drop that knee behind the other knee. Okay, we'll bring ourselves forward just so we can tuck our toes and head up to that crazy down dog. Might need to move your feet around. You want to try to push back on those heels if you can. Then let's come down to the knees, untucking the toes, and push back. So you've got your left knee on the mat. And then I want you to try to push the hips back, lifting the knee that was in front. Come on back up. We'll go to table. Now shift your weight forward just about an inch. Come down nice and slow. Okay, I really want you to control. Okay, get your core engaged, leading with your chest. And then once you hit your mat, just pull up a little bit for a lower cobra. And then come on down, push up and back for an extended child's pose. Stretch the arms as far as they'll go. Back up to table, and then down dog. Let's move those legs a bunch here, walking the dog. One of the things that I loved about yoga when I first started was that it reminded me of my ballet days long ago. The one thing we always were taught in ballet was to take care of our feet. So important to take care of your feet, stretching, working on the ankles. And we do that a lot in yoga. Come up to tippy toes. Tippy toe to the top of the mat. We want to take those feet kind of wide for a ragdoll. Bend the knees, nice and long. Maybe you want to bounce. Maybe you want to sway. Maybe you'd rather just hang. Just get that lengthening through your spine. Relax your head. This is always a good place. I like to just kind of move my head around to kind of stretch it out a little bit. Drop your hands. I'm going to start lifting up, and I'm also going to bring my feet in closer together. I'm going to lift my chest, my heart, pulling my shoulders back. I'm pushing down through my heels and sending my tailbone up, and I'm really feeling a big lengthening of the backs of my legs and those hamstrings and my calves. And relax into your forward fold, little bend in those knees, drop your head, get nice and grounded through your feet and swoop those arms up, high mountain to hands to heart. Very nice. I'm going to move my mat back a little bit because my head was in the trees, in the tree. All right, we're going to do one round of a sun salutation. And we're going to do our chaturanga exercise. Come on up, high mountain. Lengthen up and back for spinal extension and your heart opener. Come back up. We're going to do an open twist to the side. Bring those arms back up. Open twist other way. Bring them back up. Forward fold, halfway lift. I'm going to stay here a couple breaths. I do a lot of halfway lifts because they stretch your hamstrings. I actually took a class last weekend about hamstrings and mostly major leg muscles. They say it takes 2 minutes to properly stretch your hamstrings. That's a long time. We may try that sometime in class. Relax into your fold, bend those knees. Take the right foot back, low lunge. Take the left foot back, downward dog. Come to your high plank. Let's hold this about 15 seconds. Go ahead and drop your knees. And then we're going to lift one foot behind us. I'm making sure that my hands are right under my shoulders, but then I'm going to scooch forward a little bit and do 3 chaturanga push-ups. Lead with your chest, halfway down, push back up. Those elbows should be going straight back and not out to the side. And then the next time, let's come all the way down to the mat. Push up for a high cobra. Come on down, tuck your toes. Come back up to that plank, holding 15 more seconds. Down dog. Woo! I'm starting to sweat. How about you all? Dang. Come up to those tippy toes. Tippy toe top of your mat. Forward fold. High mountain. Come to hands to heart. Take a couple deep breaths. All right, let's go, other side. Come on up. High mountain. Open that heart, do that spinal extension. Come back up. Twist to the left. Back up. Twist to the right. Back up. Forward fold. Halfway lift, let's hold 2 breaths. Push through those heels. Relax into your fold. Bend your knees. Left foot back, low lunge. Right foot back, down dog. High plank, 15 seconds. Gigi's really paying me a lot of attention this morning. I don't know if she needs something. She's never watched me this long. Usually she comes and goes, but she is really into my yoga this morning. Thank you for watching me. That's so nice of you. No. All right, drop those knees, guys. I'm going to get my hands right under my shoulders. Shift my weight forward as I raise that other foot. And then 3 chaturanga. Oh, God bless you. Push-ups. The next time, come on down. Push up for that cobra. Come on back down. Tuck your toes. High plank again. 15 seconds. Down dog. Tippy toe, top of your mat. Forward fold. High mountain. Hands to heart. Woo, awesome sauce. Let's do a tree. Bring that right foot up. I'm struggling this morning. Whatever expression you want in your tree, you know, you could do hands to heart, you could have the arms out, you can open yourself up. I do feel like when you lengthen your arms up, you really feel like you've engaged your core more. Anytime you lengthen through the torso, you're engaging the core more, and you're going to be more balanced. So use that if you need it. Remember, your balance is not in your arms. It shouldn't matter what you do with those arms. Your balance is in your center, in your core. So just think about that. Let's switch feet. Put that foot down, bring the other one up. Get nice and long. Even if you're not lifting those arms up, okay, to create that space and that pull in, you can still do that no matter where your arms are, okay? Make that your focus, okay? As you find something in front of you to focus on, also focus on your core. Come on down. All right, let's go back and start a flow. Come up to your high mountain. Open that heart. Come on up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Bend those knees, hop or walk back to your down dog. We're going to lift the right foot high for three-legged. Send that heel up and come on through for the low lunge. Drop your knee. Pushing down on that hip, we're going to reach those arms up and do a big, mighty pose. Open big. Bring those hands up. Kind of lengthen your spine up, and then take your left hand across the leg, and now half bind that other arm. So take a deep breath and kind of lengthen up a little bit more. And as you exhale, try to twist a little bit more. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, twist. Bring that arm back, and then we'll bring the hands down, come up for your low lunge, and come up to warrior one. Relax the shoulders, wrap your triceps, get them nice and tight. Warrior three. I had to fix my hip just there because as I raised my hip, I opened my hip, and you don't want to do that in warrior three. You want to press that hip down and send your heel up just like we do three-legged. Warrior two. Check that knee, make sure it's stacked right over your ankle, and we're going to leave it there as we go through our next couple of things. Side angle. Reverse your warrior. Come down for your low lunge. Add your twist. Bring it down. Take that right foot up to three-legged. Hold it. I want you to come to plank, one-legged plank, stacking that ankle on top of the other ankle. Can you do a chaturanga push-up here? And then come all the way down. Finish out your vinyasa. Big deep breaths here. And we'll bring that other foot up, lengthen it up, send it, come on through for that low lunge, dropping that back knee, pushing down on that hip as we bring the arms up, settle in with the hip, and mighty pose. Reach those arms up. All right, bring the right arm across that front leg, half bind your other arm, lengthen up as you inhale, and twist as you exhale. A couple more. Bring that hand back around. Whoops. Yeah, come on down to your low lunge. Tuck toes, lift knee. Warrior one. Drop the shoulders, wrap your triceps. Warrior three. Again, I gotta push that right hip down. The leg that you've got up, you wanna try not to open it, okay? That would be like going into half moon. You wanna try to keep that hip facing down. And I'm struggling, warrior two. Side angle. Reverse warrior. Come on down to low lunge. Add that twist. Bring the hand down. All right, let's kick that left foot up for your three-legged. Come into your one-legged plank, stacking that ankle on the other one. Maybe try your chaturanga push-up one time. And then come on down and finish this off. Woo! We're going to come to a wide-kneed child's pose. Lengthen and relax. Come up to table, and let's sit back in hero for a few seconds. Woo! I warmed myself up. How about you all? That was good. All right, let's get into some big hip openers with this flow. Come on into table, and down dog. Right foot, three-legged, scorpion, bending the knee, opening the knee. If you are working on your wild thing, go for it. The best thing to do is bend your knee and take your foot back and then twist around and come up into your wild thing. Work your way back to your three-legged. Take your time doing that. That's a big spinal rotation. Come on through for low lunge. And then we're going to come up to high lunge. Open twist. Come on back up. And then drop your foot for warrior one. Take the arms out. We're going to do right over left for eagle arms. And we're going to do our humble warrior in eagle and then head to our skandasana. So lead with those elbows, nice flat back all the way down. Relax at the bottom. Take a couple deep breaths. Now turn so you're in your wide-legged fold and then start bending that back knee, keeping your eagle arms, and then fly those arms out for airplane, halfway lift. Now come up to your wide-legged fold. Five-point star. Goddess. Warrior two. Reverse triangle. Triangle. Pyramid. So this is a good one, talking about our hamstring. Woo! We stretched them a little bit, but this is a big hamstring stretch. You want to bring your back foot in so you can push down on your heel. And you want to feel like you've lengthened through your back and your torso. Okay, kind of hinge at your hips. Lead with your chest as you press down over that leg. This is a great place for a block if you have a block. Kind of relax your head a little bit and just breathe here, several breaths. Hamstrings are tight boogers, but if they stay tight, they're going to hurt your knee. They can even hurt your low back. So Really, really important to stretch those hamstrings. I'm going to add a twist here. Twisted pyramid. Bring that arm up. Bring it down. Bend that knee. Take that back foot back a little bit more for your low lunge. Kick that other foot up. Oh my goodness, that was hard. Let's do that one-legged plank again. Chaturanga push-up. And then finish. Woo! Oh my. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Left foot, bring it up. We'll do that scorpion, and you can stay right here for your hip opener. If you want to practice wild thing, go for it. If it's something you're working on, you really got to bend that front knee so that you're lower and you can take your foot back and then come up for your wild thing. Take your time getting back to your three-legged. Low lunge. Coming up to high lunge. Open twist to the back. Bring those arms up. Take the arms up, out, left over right for eagle arms. Now lift those elbows a little bit as you lengthen down for your humble warrior. And you know what? Turn and plant that back foot. I forgot to tell you to do that. You want to be in warrior one. So that back foot should have opened the hip a little and come down. Now come to your wide-legged fold. Try to keep those eagle arms if you can. And then bend that back knee for your skandasana. And open with airplane arms for your halfway lift. Come in to your wide-legged fold. Big stretch here. 5-point star. Goddess. Warrior two to the front. Reverse triangle. Triangle. And pyramid. Turn yourself down. Turn on your back toes. Bring the back foot in as much as you need to. Press those hips back. Think about hinging at the hips and lengthening yourself. And then getting into that big stretch. Relax and breathe. I'm going to add a twist here, twisted pyramid. Bring that back arm up. Bring it down. Take a couple more seconds in your stretch. Bend that knee. Get back to low lunge. Kick that leg up. Three-legged. Stack your ankles in your one-legged plank. Maybe try that chaturanga push-up. I am not good at those. And then come on down and finish your vinyasa. Woo! Come on down to a fetus pose. We'll relax. And we have one more flow. It's a new one that I came up with, and we're going to end it with a half pigeon. Woo. Let's sit up into hero. So tomorrow I start my 90-minute plank challenge for January. I'm going to be doing 3 minutes every day. If I have a practice, it'll be after practice. Anybody's welcome to join me. I'll be doing some online. But let's get a plank in here, and I'll give you some tips. If you're working on planks at home, and I suggest you do, turn on your video. Video yourself. Okay, watch yourself, or in your mirror if you have a mirror, like we do at class. Okay, take a look at yourself. Make sure you've got your body in the correct position. Because if you're not doing it right, then you're not helping yourself. Okay, this is all about the core. It can be an overall body strengthener, but we're talking about the core here. So let's go into table. We'll do a 1-minute plank. Let's work ourselves into it. So we have our weight over our whole hands, right? Sometimes, even when we're just in table, or if we're in plank, we kind of push just through the bottoms of our hands. And you don't want to do that. Okay, same thing with like crow. Anything we do where we're on our hands. Okay, you've got your fingers here. Use your entire hand. Press through your fingers and make sure your weight is over them and not back, so it's just pushing through your wrist and the bottom of your hand. Okay, so first do that. Now engage your core, your Uddha Bandha. We do that very simply by pulling the belly button back to the spine. That's all you got to do. And we should be doing that several times through our practice. So just pull it back and hold it. Okay, and you should kind of feel yourself lifting a little bit when you do that. Weight is forward. Take one foot back. Okay, push through your toes. Take the other foot back. Push through your toes. Here we are. 1 minute. So keep your core engaged. Keep your weight forward. Don't let your hips droop. Okay? That just puts extra pressure on your hands and your shoulders. And that's not, you're not doing anything for your core here. Engage your core. Pull those hips up. And breathe. Big, deep breaths. I've also seen some planks where the butt's up. It's like a half down dog. You're not engaging your core there. Okay, and you're just pushing pressure onto your wrist because you're not in down dog, full down dog, but you're not in plank either. So that's why I say watch yourself in the mirror, guys. And even if it's only for a few seconds, okay, come down and drop those knees and then engage the core and bring those knees right back up, okay? What was I going to say? How you do them is important. Okay, it's very important. We're almost there. Come on down. Child's pose or fetus pose. Relax. So I'll be doing lots of different planks through that plank challenge in January. Sometimes I'll just do side plank. Sometimes I'll do dolphin. Sometimes I'll be doing high plank. If I'm doing them here at home, I'll come live so you guys can join me. If you want to be stronger, come on up to table. Head back to down dog. Join me, because I know for a fact the longer you can hold a plank, the stronger you are. Not just for strength, for balance. Very, very important for balance. If you're struggling with your balance poses, your tree, we got to work on our core. Okay, that's the most important thing you can do. One more flow, and we'll head back to a half pigeon. All right. Low mountain, high mountain, chair. We're going to be here a few breaths. Make sure your chest is lifted and your weight is in your heels. Knee balance, come up and raise that right knee. Airplane, send your heel back and take those arms back as you drop. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. I want you to turn and rotate into your high lunge. Lengthen forward. Hands to heart. Revolved crescent twist. Hands to heart. Low lunge. Kick that left foot back for your three-legged. Send that heel up and then come through for your half pigeon. Top of your back leg. Let's sit up tall here for a few seconds. Try to lift yourself up, maybe even balance a little bit. If you can't have your knee out wide, some of you may need to pull it in. The main thing is not leaning on one hip or the other, being completely on the top of that back leg. That means your hips are centered, okay? Hips are centered, so now we can lengthen for our resting pigeon. So stretch those arms as far as they'll go. Find your forehead. Let's just relax here, a few breaths. And let's work on seeing if we can reach back and get that right foot and pull it in. I've been working on doing that from resting pigeon. I gotta lift myself up a little bit to get it, but then I can come right back into that for that big stretch. If that's not possible, bring yourself back up to that half pigeon and then pull it in. Maybe you can come down to your forearm to get a bigger stretch. And then if you wanna work into mermaid, okay, you gotta learn to balance. You gotta come up and be able to balance. Sometimes you gotta mess with that front knee. Maybe try to get that foot into your elbow. That's the first thing. And then maybe try to balance. And then we want to reach that other arm back and try to interlace the fingers. Lengthen up a little bit. Okay, we've got our core engaged. Whoops. And then come on back down. Half pigeon. Tuck those back toes and lift your knee. And we're gonna flip that front foot up. So we are in low lunge. Bring the other foot up. Nice active forward fold here. Really pull yourself into your legs. And then release your stretch and just roll up from here. Roll those shoulders down and back. Woo! Low mountain. Take a couple breaths. We'll do that other side. How are we doing on time? Oh yeah. Good, good. About 10 more minutes. All right, let's head into chair. High mountain chair. Hold and breathe. Knee balance with that left knee. Airplane. High lunge. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Come back to your high lunge. Rotate that hip forward. Lengthen. Hands to heart. Revolved crescent twist. Hands to heart center. Drop the hands for low lunge. Kick that front foot up and back. Three-legged to half pigeon. Come down on your left leg. Put that right knee where it needs to be centered. Let's lift up a little bit and just balance. Okay, make sure you feel like your hips are centered. Your spine is going straight up. You're not leaning one way or the other. And then resting pigeon. Lengthen and relax. And then I'm going to work on reaching back and getting my back foot, and then seeing if I can come back into that resting pigeon. And if you can't do it low, come up higher. And then work on maybe turning and balancing. You got to really find a sweet spot for that right leg in order to be able to balance. Getting that back foot into your elbow. And then maybe reaching back for mermaid. Let's come up to low lunge. Okay, flip that knee and that foot up. Bring the other foot forward. Sit down into your chair. Let's come down to the mat, nice and slow. We're going to go to a boat, hold. Start to come down nice and slow. Relax yourselves all the way down and lengthen your arms over your head for your pond pose. I don't know if you guys can see me or not, but you can hear me. Just got a few final stretches. All right, let's do a bridge pose. Bring your heels back by your hips. And we're going to push those hips up. And then after that, we're going to work on tucking our shoulders under. Okay, maybe interlace your fingers under your hips. Or maybe you just want to reach back for your heels. That's going to deepen your back bend. And you're going to be able to get those hips up higher, which is what we want. Make sure you're breathing. If you're trying a wheel, go for it. You might try one here real quick. And then as you come down, make sure you've undone those shoulders, okay? You don't want to come down while your shoulders are tucked. Drop your hips, grab your knees, pull them in really tight. We'll rock side to side for wind. Pull those knees in center. Let's push them over top of the hips. We're going to drop the knees in one direction and lengthen the arms the other direction for supine twist. Both your shoulders should be flat on your mat. And if you want to stretch your leg and your hip a little bit more, take that top knee and that top foot and try to put it underneath your other one. And that's going to pull on that leg a little bit more. It's also going to give you more of a spinal rotation. Very good for your low back. Nice adjustment there. All right, come back to your center. Pull those knees in. And then push them right over top of your hips again. Let's drop them the other way. Extend the arms in the opposite direction. And then maybe if you want that deeper stretch, stack your top leg underneath your bottom knee. Woo! It's definitely a bigger stretch. I feel it all through my hip, my leg, my back. And let's bring those knees back up. Come back to your center. Pull the knees in. We're going to send them out wide. Happy baby. After you've reached up and grabbed your feet, try to press your shoulders into your mat. Because the more you do that, the more you're going to pull down your knees and get that bigger stretch. I love to rock here. Oh, feels great on the low back. Let's release those feet, bring the knees in, stack those feet up over your hips. Let's do legs up the wall. I know I've been doing this a lot lately, and that's just because of how good it is, and I think it's an awesome thing to add at the end of your practice. But if you can do it at home, 5-10 minutes is great. We're reversing our circulation. Very, very good stuff. You want to try to have your hips up a little bit more. If you're doing it at home, grab a pillow, put it under your hips. Put those legs actually up the wall and just stay there, okay? Focus on your breath. If you haven't done yoga that day, just be there. Think about your intention. Find that focus on your breath. Breathing is the most important thing we do, right? Yeah, it is. So let's focus on it, okay? That'd be a great intention. Finding more focus on our breath. Taking the time to be grateful for it. Be happy for it. It's a tool that we have to make ourselves better, make our health better. So focus on your breath. Let's go ahead and start to take those legs down nice and slow. Get yourselves relaxed. Shavasana for about a minute. Let's start to wiggle all of our fingers. And then add our toes. We'll roll those, not roll, but circle. I don't want to say roll when it comes to ankles and wrists. Big circles, wrists and ankles. We will flex and point the feet and make fists out of your hands and then open them really big a few times. And let's roll over to one side. We'll go into a fetal position. Raise your arm. Put that bicep, put your ear on your bicep. And then we'll use that other hand to kind of press ourselves up. Come to easy pose, seated position. Make yourself nice and tall. Roll those shoulders back. Maybe find a mudra. Let's just focus on our breath a little bit longer. That was an excellent practice. I'm so glad that I practiced with you all today. My last day of the year would not have been the same without doing this with you all and for you all. Hands to heart center. Let's take our thumbs up to our forehead, up to our third eye chakra. My soul honors your soul. Namaste. Awesome, yay. Thanks everyone. I hope you all have a great new year, New Year's Eve. Nice celebrations or just kind of hanging at home, whichever one you decide to do.